Good afternoon. For the past 3 weeks, I have been trying to get the time to make an end of the year video for you, the parents. Unfortunately, teaching, marking, writing, and reading report cards, directing my teachers, as well as troubleshooting for students, parents, and staff has been a monumental task. Online learning, COVID, Black Lives Matter, and plans for next year have all taken a lot of time and thought. First of all, I would like to thank you, the parents, for all your support and prayers at times like this. I'll tell you, we need your prayers. Our teachers have done an exemplary job. Preparing for online learning takes up to twice as much time as regular, and keeping your children engaged is often very challenging. You may not be aware that all students from grades 4 to 8 have consistently participated in online learning, and that, with only a few exceptions, students from SK to grade 3 have also been very involved. Concentrating on online learning has been much more difficult for preschoolers and JK students. The academics have been excellent, but our strength has been our concern for our students. When there were concerns, we talked to fellow teachers. And most importantly, we talked to you, the parents. I know that I had 5 or 6 students, parents, on speed dial. We worked as a team to help the students learn. Mrs. Delano and Mrs. Clemente met online with individual students, giving them extra help. All other teachers would meet with students for extra help or ask individual students to stay after class for academic or personal support. We were always looking for anxiety and depression, as these are common elements during this COVID time. Our school was the best of the best, and I'll tell you, I know that's the case. I praise the hard work and dedication of our teachers and staff. This COVID time has been difficult for all of us. And I admire you, the parents, who with young children have worked and cooked and cared for your families. We hope that all of this will be over soon, but you have done a great job, and it has been difficult. As some of you know, I have recently gone to my cottage on the weekends. All the pressures of my job and this world roll off my shoulders as I look out at nature. There is an abundance of wildlife. I watched a beautiful red-tufted merganser looking under the water and then snatching up a good-sized fish down by the shore. We have seen mallards, pintails, and even a beautiful blue crane. The variety and diversity in nature is amazing. And on a rock island a few hundred feet in front of the boathouse, a pair of seagulls protects its 3 little ones by dive bombing anyone who comes close. And is it something funny to watch? 3 families of Canada geese swim by our dock and keep watching over their 25 to 26 little ones. It's kind of difficult. They keep moving and can't count them very well. All the adult geese are always on the lookout, keeping their gooselings safe. Now, can you imagine if they said, or if we said, that only one of these ducks or one of these birds was valuable? Perhaps only one is important, or that one is better than the other one. No, we would all agree that it is in the diversity in nature that makes it so beautiful. God created this world with a magnitude of diversity in birds, animals, fish, trees, rocks, soil, etc. And of course, with people. God loves diversity. God gives us people with all different talents, abilities, and appearances. Can you imagine if we were all the same? How boring, how limiting, how terrible that would be. In grade 7 history, when studying American history, we spent a good amount of time on slavery and the Civil War. We discussed the absolute injustice, the cruelty, and the evilness the terrible evilness of slavery. As one part of this was amazing to us. Can you imagine the slave owners literally justified this evilness while still considering themselves good Southern white Christians? How can racists be Christians? Although, thank goodness, the slavery does not exist anymore. Today, we also know that equality has not been reached. It is only when we see diversity, including Black Canadians, in our boardrooms, our universities, at the top, in our government, and when children of all backgrounds can get a high level of education, as well as have a secure, safe upbringing, will things change. At a staff meeting, right after George Floyd died, I stated our school policy that not only were the policemen absolutely, positively wrong, but the discrimination that exists in the southern states is unbelievable and absolutely wrong. God created all people, he loves all people, and he values all people, and we must do the same. Yes, we have some racism and discrimination in Canada, and we must change this. Black Lives Matter. I directed my teachers to talk about this in the older grades and to help the students understand that the color of our skin, the differences of our features make us beautiful and interesting. God loves us all. I know that in the grade 7 and 8 classes that I taught, we talked about diversity. We talked about Black Lives Matter. And it was very, very valuable conversation. And I was very proud of the responses that came from my students. Most of you know that in my own family and extended family, we have a lot of diversity. I enjoy and champion this diversity. What is very important to me is, are they caring, kind, accepting individuals who will love one another? That's what's important. Having diversity is great. Teachers in the lower grades were told to find opportunities to talk about equality and the value of all people. Everyone must be treated equally. If it was not for COVID, I would have no problem walking in a peaceful march that states that Black Lives Matter. Because, hey, come on, they do. They truly do matter. You probably know that one of my sons is a police officer. In Canada, new hires usually have university degrees and are screened time and time again for racism. However, I am sure that some discrimination exists and must be weeded out. But remember, Canada is not the United States. We need to stand up with our Black neighbors and friends so that they know we listen and that we too must change. We must be more sensitive to how they feel. I love our multicultural students and staff. I am sure you do too. The main question being asked is, what is going to happen next year? Our plan is to open in September in the school building. Being cautious, of course, and concerned about class size, spacing, and scheduling. The exact configuration of how that will be fine-tuned this summer as we talk to experts and research school openings around the world. I have heard from a few of you who are experts in the public health field, and I would really appreciate listening to you and understanding your advice. As you know, when it comes to medical things, I am a very cautious person, probably more cautious than most of you. I know that some of you will not be ready to send your children or child back to school, into a school building. And therefore we will offer classes online, preferably being transmitted from the classroom situation. Another requirement for students in grades 2 to 8 will be a laptop that will be brought to school daily. You may wonder why. We realize that students who are really great when it came to typing and computer skills found online learning absolutely seamless, very easy to do. We have realized that many students were able to seamlessly transfer onto online learning, and we feel in today's technological world that all students must have these skills. We have a lot of work to be done because I don't want to see one child or one staff member hurt as we go back to school. Please feel free, as time goes on, to contact us to understand what it is we are planning on doing. We love the children and would never want anything to happen to them. That would be very, very hard on me. At any rate, I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful summer. And we are really looking forward to seeing you in September. God bless you all.